Hi everyone, this is 7th grade Elevate and we are 3 for 3 with inequalities. Today we will be solving one-step inequalities. Now this is very similar to solving equations, which I know students have already done with you. The only thing that's different between solving equations and solving inequalities is instead of having that equal sign, now students will be using the inequality symbols. So the greater than, less than, equal to, greater than, or equal to, less than, or equal to symbols with solving. So we know that inequalities are sentences that show one quantity is less than or greater than another. We also know that the solution set of an inequality with a variable is a set of numbers. Another thing that we know is that we can use inequalities to represent problems. What is new learning for us is right here. So it says use properties of operations to solve inequalities. Undo multiplication with the inverse operation division. Same thing, undo division with multiplication, undo addition with subtraction, and undo subtraction with addition. So in this example here, we have 5t is less than or equal to 25, right? In our previous lessons with equations, we would have had 5t is equal to 25. Same concept, only thing that's different, again, is that we're using the inequality symbols now. So our goal is to isolate the variable. So right now we see that t, the variable t, is being multiplied by 5. In order to get rid of t being multiplied by 5, we would then have to divide by 5 on both sides, right? So when we divide by 5 on both sides, we get 5t divided by 5 on the left-hand side and then 25 divided by 5 on the right-hand side, leaving us with not t is equal to 5, but t is less than or equal to 5. And so notice how the inequality symbol did not change. The same symbol that we started with is the same symbol that we end with. So we are going to focus on demonstrating a very similar example like the one that I just modeled here for question A for about 6 minutes. Really, you're going to focus on question A and B for about 6 minutes. Question A focuses on the inverse operations of multiplication and division, so that's nice to model for them. And then question B focuses on the inverse operation of addition and subtraction with a word problem. So because I have just modeled for you a division question, I'm going to skip A and I'm going to model B for you. So it says Marco wants to buy new car speakers for $150. He must also have at least 55 more to pay for the installation. How much money must Marco have for the speakers and the installation, right? So we know you want to ask students, what do we know about what's going on in this word problem? Have them turn and talk and reframe the question in their own words. We know that Marco speakers cost $150. We also know that he wants to not only buy it, but he wants to pay for it to also be installed. So we know that he is going to need money for the purchase and money for the installation. He needs to have enough money for the purchase and for the installation. And it says that he must have at least 55 for the installation. So he can have more than 55. He also can have 55. So we're going to go ahead and use that greater than or equal to sign. So once we plug in that greater than or equal to sign, our equation, our inequality statement becomes m minus 150 is greater than or equal to 55, so that we can figure out how much money he should come with. And so we are looking to isolate the variable. Right now the variable is m and it's being connected through subtraction of 150. So in order to get rid of the 150, we have to use the inverse operation of subtraction, which is addition. So instead of subtracting 150, we are then going to add 150 to both sides of the statement, right? So negative 150 plus 150 cancels out, but then 55 plus 150 becomes 205. Now that the variable m is by itself, or in other words, has been isolated, we have the inequality statement of m is greater than or equal to 205. So Marco must have at least $205. If he has $204, he may be able to buy the speakers, but he cannot get it installed because he won't have enough money. So then students are going to spend 10 minutes on the left-hand side working on these 4 questions with a partner at a volume level 1 before you launch them into working on questions 2 through 6 as their exit ticket. Students will have to solve for questions 2 to 4, and then for question 6, they are going to have to use the word problem to create their inequality statement before solving.